One Zambia, One Nation, welcome to Zanis News. I'm Alice Banda to be with you. Let's take a look at the stories making headline. King Mswati samples Zambia's tourism. Women lobby bemoans low women participation in country's affairs. Mambwe Council procures earth-moving equipment. Plus, Likili bus collides with Tazara goods train. The news in detail. King Mswati III of the Kingdom of Eswatini has arrived in Zambia's tourism capital, Livingstone, to sample the tourism potential in the area as part of his state visit to Zambia. King Mswati arrived in the country to grace the 57th Zambia International Trade Fair in Ndola. The king's visit is in return to the state visit undertaken by President Hichilema to Eswatini in June 2022. Vupe Sendwe is in Livingstone and she gives us this report.
Among the agreements that Zambia and the Kingdom of Eswatini plan to develop following the visit by King Mswati III include a memorandum of understanding in the area of tourism. King Mswati has since traveled from Lusaka to the tourist capital of Zambia, Livingstone, to sample the tourism potential of the country. The royal plane carrying King Mswati touched down at Harry Mwangankumbula International Airport in Livingstone at 12:30 hours. The king was in the company of his wife, Inkosikati Make Magongo, Zambia's Minister of Energy, who is also Minister of Honor, Peter Kapala, Zambia's High Commissioner to Mozambique, accredited to Eswatini, Lloyd Himambo, and the Eswatini delegation. On hand to welcome the king in Livingstone was Minister of Tourism, Rodney Sikumba, Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary for Administration, Hope Situmbeko, Southern Province Permanent Secretary, Neman Monze, Livingstone Mayor, Constance Muleyebai, and other senior government officials. Later, the king was joined by Chief Mokoni of the Leya people in Kazungula district at the Royal Livingstone Hotel, where the two held private talks. King Mswati and his delegation are expected to have a ride on the famous train run at sunset, boat cruise, view the mighty Victoria Falls, and a game viewing experience while in the tourism capital. Vupe Sende for Zanis in Livingstone, Southern Province.
Deputy Secretary to Cabinet for Finance and Economic, Siazongo Siakalenge, has encouraged Zambian businessmen to take advantage of the huge technological potential in China to build linkages that will result in setting up of agriculture machinery assembly plants in Zambia. Mr. Siakalenge said this when he, in the company of Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga, toured the Hunan Nongfu machinery and electronic assembly plant in the Chinese city of Chengdu in Hunan province. More in this report.
China is revolutionizing technology to another level. At Hunan Nongfu machinery and electronic assembly plant in the Chinese city of Chengdu in Hunan province, the company is now assembling Caterpillar agricultural tractors that can be used in any terrain, including mountainous or hilly environments. Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Chipoka Mlenga has visited the assembly plant at the invitation of the company, which wants to open links with Zambia. This company assembles low to high-tech agricultural machinery from scratch and is one of the backbone industries of the province.
Our president's vision is to mechanize farming, production of food beyond ourselves, beyond Africa and the world over. And if we continue in the manner that we've been doing, using oxens and oils, it's a dream utility, can never be achieved. But what we have seen here, I think it is something that we should also adopt in Zambia by bringing this manufacturing sector, starting with trading or even assembly, setting up in our country so that we can mechanize our farming sector and system in our country.
The minister and his delegation also visited the Hunan Chenzhou Grain and Oil Machinery, which is a top 10 Chinese company dealing in and machinery involving rice processing and growth.
What is required is for that type of a tractor to be assembled in Zambia and not just being bought from China. We need the business community in Zambia to link up with a firm like that. That's the only way we will improve agriculture in Zambia.
The Zambian delegation is using these tours to see how it can create trade linkages with these high-tech companies for Zambia's own benefit.
Our grains, whether it's maize, wheat, soya, is highly demanded in the region, DRC, Kenya, Uganda. So the tractors we've seen there could be part of the process to begin to mechanize agriculture in Zambia. I think this is very important to make sure that we increase productivity, increase quantities, and be able to earn the much required foreign exchange for the country.
Later, Mr. Mlenga and his delegation attended the Chenzhou, Zambia, South Africa Economic and Trade Exchange Symposium. We will take this opportunity to comprehensively deepen the docking and exchanges with Zambia and South Africa for in-depth economic and trade cooperation. Mr. Mlenga is now expected to fly back into Beijing for more meetings, while Infrastructure Minister Charles Milupi heads into Nanjing. Kalan Muchima reporting for Zanis in the Chinese city of Chenzhou, Hunan Province.
Northern Province Minister Leonard Mbao has called for the promotion of inclusive development to accelerate rural development. Mr. Mbao said this in a speech read on his behalf by Provincial Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape at the 2023 Northern Province Agriculture, Tourism and Investment Show. Taonga Nkoma has more in this report.
This is the 2023 Northern Province Agriculture, Tourism and Investment Show. The show was characterized with spectacular displays by various exhibitors drawn from all the districts of the province to showcase the province's potential. Northern Province Minister Leonard Mbao was represented by Deputy Permanent Secretary Lewis Mwape at the official opening of the show.
Promotion of inclusive economic transformation is one of the fundamental factors which shall without doubt help in accelerating rural development. You may wish to know, Chairperson, that Northern Province is largely rural, and the appropriate economic investment is necessary to ensure that we develop our rural areas.
Kasama Mayor Teresa Kolala said the show has the potential to yield positive results for the province.
Agriculture, tourism and investment show has the potential to create jobs, strengthen the local economy, contributes to the local infrastructure development, and can help to conserve the natural environment and cultural assets and traditions. It also boosts the revenue of the local economy and can reduce poverty.
Meanwhile, Provincial Show Society Chairperson Peter Chileshe highlighted the positives and challenges that farmers face in the province.
There is improved crop production and productivity. However, due to the cost of farm equipment, most of our farmers cannot afford to buy them. We therefore appeal to government to consider providing these pieces of equipment to cooperatives using Constituency Development Funds, CDF.
Taonga Nkoma reporting for Zanis in Kasama.
And we move to Southern Province. Nchimunya Nalumpa, reports that the Zambia Women's Lobby has bemoaned the low number of women participating in various social and economic issues of the country. More in the following report.
Although women make the majority of the country's population, their participation in various socio-economic issues has remained relatively low. Even in issues that directly affect them, some women have opted not to participate. The situation is even worse when it comes to women participation in politics. The women of Choma have shared issues inhibiting their participation.
Immediately, a woman is talked to by a man who feels that a man is talking more sense. Secondly, women mostly don't have resources to run for elections.
This was at a meeting organized by the Zambia Women's Lobby, working with the Open Society Foundation.
This intervention has been necessitated by continued exclusion of women in socio-economic development processes of the country. This situation has resulted in the failure by women to contest or ascend to leadership positions. We all know that failure by women to participate in leadership and decision-making processes also means that women cannot have a say in decisions made on matters that affect their lives. It all means that the cycle of not having their needs met by duty bearers continues. They do not fully appreciate the struggle that women face.
The two organizations are implementing a project dubbed Empowering Local Women Groups to Advance Feminist Responsive Agenda in Zambia, with the objective of promoting increased women participation in governance.
As Zambia National Women's Lobby, we are implementing a project titled Empowering Local Women's Groups to Advance a Feminist Responsive Agenda in 10 provinces of the country. And the objective of the project is to mobilize women from the different women groups, cooperatives, associations, clubs, so that they can be advocates on issues that are affecting them. And through this project, we aim to build the capacities of these women groups on various cross-cutting social, economic, cultural, and political issues that are affecting them.
This engagement is a source of encouragement for the women. The need for women to get involved in various issues of development and aspire for positions of authority cannot be overemphasized. Nchimunya Nalumpa, Zanis, in Choma, Southern Province.
And in Northwestern Province, Solwezi Central Member of Parliament Stafford Mulusa has expressed worry that some contractors engaged to carry out works under the 2022 Constituency Development Fund CDF are doing a shoddy job. He was speaking when he inspected the construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Kajiba Primary School, where he said that the contractor has made no tangible progress. More details in the following report.
Solwezi Central Member of Parliament Stafford Mulusa has continued inspecting various Constituency Development Fund CDF projects being undertaken in the area. Mr. Mulusa is, however, unhappy that some contractors are not performing to the expected standard. At Kajiba Primary School, works on a 1x3 classroom block have not advanced despite the contractor receiving an advance payment of 125,000 kwacha.
You expect that after someone gets 25% of the initial payment of the project, you expect that they will move beyond here and maybe go to window level or something. But what is happening is very disappointing, and you are right, we were here on the 13th of May, and we found that the box was not finished, and the only work that they have done under 2 months is just to put up a box, this is not even gravel, this is just soil. We expect them to bring gravel.
Mr. Mulusa has cautioned local contractors who are failing to carry out work on schedule.
Very few contractors are doing very well. But also this is a warning to local contractors. You want jobs, we give you as a local contractor, and also you delay. It gives you a disadvantage. The government would like to move at the same speed. Every year there will be this money coming, and every year we want to see projects finishing on time. So if our local contractors are not serious, they are giving us this idea. When we open up for others to come in, it will be a big problem.
Solwezi Central Constituency CDF chairperson Geoffrey Njolomba has explained the delay.
The advent of decentralization, it's a transition. We are transitioning from a highly centralized system. Government wants the local people to be involved in these works, and I'm not surprised to see that there are some bumps going on, a lot of delays here and there.
For Zanis News, I am Onishas Mamba in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
Still in construction news, Mpulungu District Health Director Frederick Mwila has commended the construction of Sondwe Rural Health Post and the rehabilitation of Kasakalwe Health Center using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund. Christine Muselu has more in the following report.
The local authority in Mpulungu has continued with the program of constructing and rehabilitating rural health posts in the district. The program is being implemented using the 2022 Constituency Development Funds. Mpulungu Member of Parliament Leonard Mbao, who is also Northern Province Minister, visited some sites and is happy with the progress made.
We want to thank the business community because they have shown us to say that actually they are able to rise up to the occasions. Because most of the works that we have done, that they have done so far, it's been quite impressive. I'm very, very happy. And for me, it's some kind of an encouragement to say that the decision to take these things to ensure that these local people are empowered, I think is a positive decision and it's really yielding fruit. You could see everywhere you go, you find people making this activity. Even that we have closed the lake here, now the main activity that has remained now is a CDF projects that people are backing on.
The Ministry of Health in the district is grateful for the initiative.
And we are hopeful that once this facility is commissioned, the services, the distances the people are covering to come to urban facility will be reduced. Also the stress that the health workers are coming, because we are using this as an outreach post. So meaning we are going to save the cost of people coming to provide the service on an outreach basis, but we are going to start providing services right here on a permanent basis.
And the community is happy with the program, which is helping to bring health services closer to their doorsteps.
Tutaija hapa Kalambanganshe hapa kutupela hospital ya Honorable Leonard Mbao hapa kukubiriza ikintu kiku lero tukiri pansi muchite continuous mumalile.
Christine Muselu reporting for Zanis in Mpulungu.
We move to Eastern Province and still with CDF news. The Mambwe Town Council in Eastern Province has procured earth-moving equipment worth more than 8 million kwacha. Mambwe Town Council Secretary John Mwanza says the equipment has been procured using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund. The procured equipment comprises 2 tipper trucks, an excavator, a water bowser, and a roller compactor. Mr. Mwanza has told the Zambia News and Information Services Zanis in an interview that the earth-moving equipment would help in construction and rehabilitation of roads in the district. He has pointed out that Mambwe district is prone to disasters such as floods every year, and as such, the road infrastructure and road network is very bad. Mr. Mwanza stated that procuring of earth-moving equipment has been one of the best decisions the local authority has made, as there would be no more spending huge sums of money hiring such equipment. We continue with the news. Government is set to increase the number of social cash transfer beneficiaries in Northwestern Province from the current 91,049 beneficiary households to over 121,000 by October this year. Here is a report.
In its expeditious response to break poverty cycle and foster productivity in Northwestern Province, government has increased the number of social cash transfer beneficiaries in the region. Provincial Social Welfare and Community Development Officer Georgia Kayombokwa has disclosed.
This year, 2023, we are reaching out to 120 1,974 households. That will be by October. That number will be on the program. So basically, I think as a program, the program really has alleviated the sufferings of the poor.
Northwestern Province Development Council of Elders Secretary Kenneth Kapata has commended government.
As the Northwestern Development Council of Elders, we are very, very happy indeed. We are very, very grateful to the government. The government should continue to look after its citizens in that manner.
And Mr. Kapata has advised beneficiaries of social cash transfer program.
So to you, friends who are receiving this money, to you, our fathers and mothers and brothers who are getting this money, little as it is, but it should be able to go a long way.
Reporting for Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province, I'm Hemit Hachilonde.
Government has given out motorcycles to 120 youths from the 15 districts of Eastern Province in a move aimed at providing economic empowerment under the Youth Empowerment Project aimed at alleviating poverty levels. The motorcycles have been given under a loan scheme. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts Elvis Nkandu says the motorcycles have been given out to the beneficiaries as a pilot project, which has started in Eastern Province, will be rolled out to other provinces. More in the following report by Sylvester Chimba.
Government has continued rolling out various economic empowerment programs to youths. And now, Eastern Province is a beneficiary of the new initiative targeting rural youths. 120 youths have received motorcycles that will be used for various business ventures, and this facility is a loan scheme. Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, has handed over the motorcycles to the beneficiary youths at a ceremony held at Chipata College of Education.
As a government, we will strive to create opportunities for job and wealth creation, especially for our youth in high-yielding sectors, through various youth empowerment initiatives. This will be complemented by changing the mindset and culture of our young people so that they appreciate their value and attain their fullest potential in line with our theme for this year's Youth Day commemoration, which is quoted as Transforming Minds for Accelerated Youth Development. Government has also put in place strategies to empower the youth in order to address the root causes of youth unemployment in our country. This will be undertaken in collaboration with other stakeholders such as the international cooperating partners and the private sector. For instance, government with support from the United Nations, agencies and other bilateral and multilateral partners, we are in the process of revising the 2015 National Youth Policy.
Here, Eastern Province Minister Peter Perry took advantage of the occasion to remind the youths to repay their loans in order for others to benefit.
So as you get these motorbikes, colleagues, let's look after them, because at the end of the day, they will be yours. So we look after them, and then after the period that will be guided to you, you own them. You won't return them to anybody. I would like to urge the beneficiaries of this motorbike scheme to prudently utilize these motorbikes, follow the traffic rules, and remember to pay back the loan.
The beneficiaries are excited about the empowerment and are full of praise for government.
Inclusivity that this government has brought in here, we have so many people that are coming from all walks of life that are benefiting from this empowerment program. Thank you, sir. As such, this empowerment will go a long way in helping the community at large. Like you had jokingly said that previously we were coming from a sector where we were using bicycles. Indeed, this is a step in the right direction, sir. As young people, we pledge to put our best that we utilize the opportunities and the monies that will be able to be made from this venture so that we can pay up the loan.
Sylvester Shimba for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
Stakeholders in the education sector in Solwezi District are elated by government's decision to revamp school production units. And Zambia National Union of Teachers, ZNUT Provincial Organizing Secretary Seti Maseka has also appealed to school managers to own the program for it to yield positive results. Mr. Maseka said if well implemented, the program will help schools to generate money for their operations, become financially self-sustained instead of depending on grants alone. Meanwhile, Chamuta Primary Community School head teacher Gili Kakunta has told Zambia News and Information Services in an interview that revamping school production units will enhance national productivity, resourcefulness, and empower pupils with additional skills and competences, among other benefits. And Chamuta Primary Community School Production Unit Coordinator Patricia Tembo said the school has decided to venture into a retail project using a capital of 10,000 kwacha from the school grant.
Schools that will own this as their own will begin to be self-sustaining. It will also equally add up to their income when they diversify in terms of production. Because at the end of the day, just relying on those government grants alone is not enough. There must be a way in which we should be able to begin seeing schools become self-reliant by diversifying in terms of rearing of chickens, rearing of cattle, going into farming where production of vegetables is at its center, and that in itself will cushion on the already depleted resources that the schools may have through these grants. And as well as this in itself, the introduction of production unit, we are all crying as stakeholders that we must be able to have a curriculum that is tailored towards inculcating survival skills in our learners.
A fatal road accident involving a Tazara passenger train and a Likili public service bus has claimed 6 lives of passengers and 65 others are nursing serious body injuries at Michael Chirufyasata Hospital in Mpika District. Both Tazara Regional Manager Kambani Ndlovu and Mpika District Health Director Rodrigue Kamunga has confirmed the accident to the Zambia News and Information Services, Zanis in Mpika. Details in the following report.
6 people have died while 65 others are nursing serious body injuries after they were involved in a road traffic accident involving a Tazara passenger train and a Likili public service bus. Tazara Regional Manager Kambani Ndlovu, who was at the scene of accident, confirmed the incident to Zanis.
Yeah, okay, we about the train accident, involving a bus, our passenger train. Unfortunately, there are some fatalities on the bus, but on the train we don't have. The first course of action was to ensure that all those injured and those who perished are taken to the hospital in the mortuary. The second step was to unblock the roads, which we have successfully done. As you can see, the vehicles now are passing.
Eyewitnesses have told Zanis that due to excessive speed, the bus driver failed to apply the brakes on the rail crossing.
Yaitangira pali bati ni Hilux ya grey. Yaitangira bati ya chiba kunuma. So la chila isa namba tiste ikrota. Po Hilux wena chimina kulia kunum. Uwa bati wena kana umwina chilanda muba abo to chilando nsaba chiba pantai. Balandira ta chilando ninje choku kulicha ma break na pikana. So le kanipe ture fi. Nishirape na po ba chila mona gena bati ya chila sabwi. Yachisana ibutuka sana.
Basi achilufyanya treni yachipera oningi nomba kuti iminine takuti yena ile isafi
The passenger train has since been uncoupled as it was blocking the road and traffic could not flow. Peggy Coutinho for Zanis in Mpika, Muchinga Province.
A 58-year-old man of Kalale area in Nkeema district of Western Province has died while another one sustained serious injuries after being attacked by 15 stray elephants from Kafue National Park that have invaded the area. Kahilu Mungomba, 50, brother to the deceased, has confirmed the development and named the deceased as Godwin Mungomba. Mr. Mungomba disclosed that the brother met his fate after villagers decided to pose for photos near the elephants, the situation which agitated the beasts. The deceased is said to have sustained a smashed head, broken legs and arms, and the body has since been deposited in Nkeema Zonal Mortuary awaiting postmortem. Wildlife and National Parks Public Relations Officer Zax Sakabilo, who also confirmed the incident, said the department is on the ground to ensure the animals are taken back into the park. As we end the news, let's take a look at the stories that made headline. King Swati samples Zambia's tourism. Women lobby bemoans low women participation in country's affairs. Mambwe Council procures earth-moving equipment. Plus, Likili bus collides with Tazara goods train. That's where we end Zanis News. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, I'm Alice Banda saying goodbye, God bless you, and enjoy the weekend.